One of the things I'm most excited about for this NBA season is the leap that will be coming for the Golden State Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody. I just don't understand the talking heads who keep putting these guys in their fake trades. I mean, the Warriors have two of the highest upside players in the entire NBA with Moody and Kuminga. And sure, there are some other young Warriors players who weren't able to cut it with the franchise and were traded away, but Kuminga and Moody are primed to carve out big roles on the team as it competes for another championship. And after hearing what the Warriors coaches and front office have to say about Kuminga and Moody during training camp, guys, we might look up in a couple of months and realize that we've got the perfect duo to lead the team into a post-Steph, Clay, and Draymond era. This Warriors master plan is downright scary. Welcome everybody, my name is Troy and this is the Half Court Report. Be sure you click that thumbs up button and subscribe for some of the best NBA content that you're going to find on YouTube. And guys, be sure you stick around until the end of this video for my official prediction on what I think both Kuminga and Moody will average this season. But let's start off by talking about Jonathan Kuminga. This guy is a beast, entering his third NBA season after being the number 7 pick in the 2021 NBA draft. And he just turned 21 years old. Super young. His short career has been a roller coaster ride of ups and downs, but he has shown flashes of star potential and steady overall improvement. Last season, he was especially improved on defense as he became an on-ball pest. He averaged about 10 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and a couple of assists. He also shot over 50% from the field. His sustained improvement over a large sample size leads me to believe that he is ready to take on a bigger role this season. More on that in a second, but on to Moses Moody real quick, and he received limited playing time during the regular season, but in the playoffs, he showcased an intense competitive spirit, and like Kuminga, strong defensive instincts. Not to mention, in the postseason, he shot nearly 60% from 3 on about 2 attempts per game, so based on the playoffs, it is obvious that Moody has the trust of the coaching staff. However, it's on Warriors coach Steve Kerr to give Moody that playing time he needs. Steve Kerr says that he trusts both players and described this season as, quote, a big moment in their careers. Listen to what he said.
Really, it's time to take that next step. And both guys have been working like crazy all summer. And I have plenty of confidence in both of them. They have each helped us win a lot of games in their first 2 years. They happened to come to a championship team right away. First year out of first year in the league, being with a title team. That's not an easy thing. But they're both working and getting better every day, and I have a lot of confidence in both.
So no doubt these guys have the talent. All they need is the opportunity. And for Jonathan Kuminga, that opportunity is going to come very, very early. I know you've heard the news by now. Draymond Green set to miss up to a month and a half, maybe even more, with an ankle injury. So that's going to keep him out for the early part of the season. And yeah, the Warriors are definitely going to miss Draymond's playmaking. They're going to miss his defense. They're going to miss his attitude and grit that he brings to a game every time he steps out on the floor. But having a stud like Jonathan Kuminga on the roster softens that injury blow just a little bit. A quick glance at last season's stats show that Kuminga had a noticeable improvement in his 21 games after the All-Star break. His minutes increased from about 19 minutes to almost 25 minutes per game. His scoring went from 8.5 points to over 13 points. His field goal percentage went from almost 50% to close to 60%. And his three-point shooting went from a lowly 33% to a sharp shooting 44%, and that was on 2.5 attempts per game. Additionally, Kuminga showed improved defensive awareness and consistency. He was also tasked with guarding the opposing team's best wing. So we're going to find out on opening night how Steve Kerr tinkers with rotations without Green, but Jonathan Kuminga will almost certainly see an increased role, and he may even start at the 4. It's up to him to make it impossible for Steve Kerr to put him back on the bench. And while Jonathan Kuminga may have the higher ceiling, I think Moody has the higher floor. And I think the Dubs coaching staff has him ready to surprise a lot of folks. I'm talking opposing teams and even some diehard Warriors fans. Moody has shown the ability to knock down the three ball, 44% on above the break looks this year, and he also had visible improvement with his floor navigation away from the ball. His defense is also trending up, particularly on the ball, and that will allow him more matchup flexibility. Golden State has mainly rolled out Moses against off guards and movement shooters, but he got more reps at the point of attack and against bigger forwards in the playoffs. Just imagine Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and Andrew Wiggins out there wreaking havoc for the opposing offense. It's enough to make me say that ain't fair. Not only can Moody become the solid defender that allows him to have a 20-plus minute per night rotation role, but he still holds the potential to be an above-average wing defender. All that, combined with being a steady three-point shooter and an athletic finisher at the rim, makes me think he will become a very, very important member for the Warriors this season. So I said at the start of the video, I would have my official predictions for what Kuminga and Moody will average. And of course, numbers aren't everything, and as long as the players are improving and helping the Warriors win, I think we can call it a success. But I predict Jonathan Kuminga will average 16.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 39% from three. Do not be surprised to see him in the running for most improved player. And I predict Moses Moody will average 9.8 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 38% from three. And if there are injuries to Andrew Wiggins or Klay Thompson, expect those numbers to be even higher. Hey, that's what I think, but be sure to let me know in the comments what you expect from Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody this season. And show some love for those guys in the comments. I know they would appreciate reading everyone's words of support. Since you've watched this far, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Click that subscribe button too so you never miss another Warriors or NBA video. And speaking of young Warriors players, I'm also super excited to see Usman Garuba. The Dubs have officially signed him to a two-way contract, and this guy is nice. He was a first-round pick the year after Kuminga and Moody, and he is one of the best young defenders in the NBA. Super athlete, runs the floor hard, can make plays for others, and he is going to get lots of reps for the Warriors G League team in Santa Cruz. I did a whole video on Usman Garuba, so check that out. Let me know what you think. Have a great day, and I will catch you next time on the Half Court Report.